got our Q&A mic here. We're going to get through as many people as possible. Please keep it to a question, one question per person, and we'll get through as many as we can. But I am so excited to welcome two of the actors of my all-time favorite movie of all time, which came out 32 years ago. Do I have any Jurassic Park fans in the building? Well, we are bringing to the stage the very dino-loving Tim Murphy and the very villainous tech whiz Dennis Nedry. Please give it up for Joseph Mazzello and Wayne Nye!
Hello, everybody.
Look at this crowd here that came out to see you here today.
It's wild.
Yeah, pretty wild, pretty wild.
I don't even know what building we're in anymore.
We're spread out. This is one of our largest cons that GalaxyCon runs. We're spread out in this building and in 2 hotels, various locations throughout the place. And all these people are here to say hi to you. How's it been so far this week? And I mentioned it before, 32 years ago, last June, June, this film came out and set the bar for special effects and what blockbuster summer movies could be and what horror movies could look like, you know what I mean, and how action movies could work. And all these fans are here greeting you each and every day. Talk about the legacy of this film. Whoever wants to kick it off.
Well, first of all, I mean, being somebody who's been in a couple of iconic things.
What?
The iconic thing is pretty impressive. Especially when it is the first film that takes on the mantle of CGI in an incredible way. And that Stan Winston creates something in between live action and CGI. And you have this idea from Michael Crichton, and then you've got Steven Spielberg, and you've got all these actors. Yeah, I mean, I think we all knew that it was going to be something.
Yeah.
But we had no idea that it was going to be this.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, it amazes me. I was 8 years old when I started it. I turned 9 while we were shooting it. And to come to a place like this and for people to recognize me, let alone care, now I think I'm a full-fledged adult. I don't feel like it. But,
And what a nice guy you become. What a prick you were at 9.
I know.
Jeez.
Should have seen my rider.
God, almighty. The snacks.
Only snacks. The M&M situation, it was even, I knew it was too far. But I got away with it. I don't know. It happens.
You were cute then.
I was cute, yeah. Grays in my beard now.
Now you must go.
That's why I wore these shorts. Are you hitting on me?
Yeah, what's going on?
No, I have not.
This is the deleted scene we never saw from the film. Dennis.
I'm just proud of the young man. I'm proud.
Yeah, but I mean, my gosh, amazing. And it's funny, you bring it up and kind of making fun and poking fun. You two were never actually in a scene together on the set, or in the final cut of the film.
He believes he may have met me once.
Yes.
I do, genuinely, I remember it. I remember it was when we were doing the...
Were you frightened?
You more so than the dinosaurs.
Oh, that was me.
Yeah. No, you were very nice. I just remember walking on set and you were walking off, and they just introduced me. I was like, hi, and I shook your hand. And I didn't see you for 32 years. And
Well, our experience is like one of the similarities of that is like we're working in the control room.
Yes.
There was a kind of a garage of raptors below decks of the control room, because it was on the second story, because you had to have a psych and all this other kind of stuff.
Right.
And so as you were going by to go up the stairs to the control room, you'd see all these dead raptors lying there.
Oh my God.
And so this is probably the kind of place where we met, in the midst of all of this stuff, either at Amblin or there or Universal or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're in the middle of Patton's army. Whoever has been in a Spielberg film of this magnitude.
Yes.
It's like, you've joined the Marines.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing.
Yeah, and like you said, you're even though you never saw each other physically, you know what I mean, you're part of now the legacy of it, you know what I mean, and so you're connected throughout with this beautiful, piece of art that has, my gosh, I watched it in a park the other day in New York City, like, you know what I mean, like, continues to just get shown, and obviously we have the franchise, you know what I mean, a new film this year, so that the name lives on, and it's always going to be connected back to y'all.
And it's amazing, like, you know, that GalaxyCon and things like this actually bring these reunions together.
Yes.
Like, you know, there's you know, I got to see, you know, BD Wong, the last one I did, and Ariana, you know, who, you know, we didn't see each other, we hadn't seen each other for years, and then we you know, we did a little interview for the 30th anniversary, and then a convention, and so it's been awesome to, like, you know, get some of the band back together and you know, exchange stories. Like, I have questions for him, so if you guys finish up, I'm going to stand in line and ask one.
You'll have to go to his table for that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yes. We don't have time now. Yeah, talk about being a kid on set, obviously a young actor. And you mentioned, Wayne, this was an important film with puppetry, but then also mixed with CGI. Stan Winston, Industrial Light and Magic. I know there's, Steve Williams was the one that kind of came up with the concept and the merging of the two. What was it like seeing the dinos for the first time as a young, you said 8-year-old, 9-year-old, then 10-year-old seeing it maybe on screen? How was that feeling, and what was that feeling like?
It's so special. Kind of like, I feel like the characters in the movie, we were waiting for the dinosaurs to come around.
Yeah.
It's like, when are we gonna get to see them? When are we gonna get to see them? And I remember the first time, I was, you know, when you're a kid on set, you have to do schooling. And one day we get a knock on the trailer door, and it's Steven, and he looks at the studio teacher, and he's like, I'm taking Joey on a road trip. Or I'm sorry, field trip. Field trip, not road trip. I'm taking Joey on a field trip. And I'm like, okay, so he takes me to set to see the T-Rex for the very first time. And it was just so special. He was so excited. Thing was
it like the head, like the big sort of?
It was most of it, like,
nice.
because it was when you first see the T-Rex,
right,
you know, doing all the stuff. That was on stage mostly. So it was most of it built, you know, kind of, and on a crane essentially. But you know, I feel like that was the great thing about Steven, is that, like, and even to this day, like, he is just still such a child at heart. He never lost that imagination, that whimsy, that love for the creation. And so I feel like sometimes he was more comfortable with kids, you know, because he was kind of relating to them, and he loved to, like, inspire them and see the magic through their eyes. And so I was very, very fortunate to have that director on a movie like this, and, you know, get to play amongst dinosaurs.
Yeah, I love it. And then Wayne, obviously your first encounter in the film is with the famous Dilophosaurus that you get spit up. Was that your first interaction on set with a dino?
I mean, I'm in the control room the whole time. I'm getting rained on, and then suddenly, you know, when I'm winching the Jeep, we get the first inkling of the Dilophosaurus. And it is presented as benign and kind of cute, and until it gets me.
Yeah. How was that? How was the spin? How was the spin?
I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'll be frank. Well, there were 3 different kinds of spit. There was a.
There was probably meetings about the 3 different kinds
Yes.
of spin too.
There was a petroleum distillate
Oh.
that was shot through a rifle as I'm clambering up the hill to get back to the Jeep, which hits me in the back and turns me. Then I get hit with a second salvo, which is another material, which is Mazzello, the stuff that was used in Alien.
Oh, yeah.
So then that one hits me, and I touch it, and it pulls away, and then I'm freaked out, and I'm heading back into the Jeep, and then when I turn, I get the 3rd shot, and the 3rd shot is a dyed black KY jelly out of an air rifle. And the guy who shot me in the face with the dyed black air, rifle of KY jelly now lives across the street from me.
What?
He did well with Stan Winston. And whenever I see him, I'm like, hi, how you doing? But he told me, he said, if you blink, we'll do it again. I'm going to shoot you between the eyes with this load. It is hypoallergenic. It will not blind you.
That's reassuring. They have to say that. It means there's a chance.
If you blink, we'll have to do it again.
Oh my gosh.
Do another take. It took 2 takes.
Yeah.
And not because I blinked, because I had to scream after I was shot. And Steven said, you know, this is a PG film. That was an R screen.
So we met in the middle, and it's a beautiful PG-13 movie.
Yeah. I said, you let somebody shoot you in the face with a dyed black KY jelly. See what I mean?
Oh my God, I love it. I have one more thing that I want to get to our fans. So many of the lines from the film are iconic, and this was before really like internet had kicked off in the sense of like memes and gifs and things, but they stuck around. You know, we have the Datsun, you know, we got Datsun here, and you know, you didn't say the magic word, and then my favorite, we're back in the car again. So good. Like, when did you know that this film had then gotten this like sort of legacy for people repeating the lines over and over again, reenacting the scenes, you know, pretending like they were in the film? Do you remember? Do you have like a vivid recollection of that as the film became more popular?
Well, before we did this,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
it was not, I mean, you would get it every now and then from somebody, but you know, you never really pieced it together. And then when you have a line of people all wanting you to write that line down, I guess they like that line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, I mean, this isn't the exact moment, but I remember seeing like a meme when memes were first coming around, and it was basically a still from the kitchen scene in Jurassic Park with the raptors behind me, and I'm like turned away, scared, and the caption just said like, running into your ex, be like. I just loved that.
Yeah.
So that was, when I felt like, oh, we
did it, yeah. We've broken the fourth wall. Awesome. Well, thank you for answering my questions. I want to get to the fans. That's what this is about. So tell us your first name and your question.
My name is Nick, and I was wondering, have you seen any of the other films? Do you have any thoughts about the later films that you weren't in?
Yeah, I think about not being in them a lot. I've seen 6 of the 7. I haven't seen the newest one. Yes. And, you know, obviously I have a clear bias that the first one is the best.
Quick cameo.
You can applaud to that, guys. You don't really believe it. What am I saying? But no, I mean, I love that it's still going. I love that it's still going on. And, you know, I don't know. I'd love to be back one day. I feel like the dinosaur-loving heir to John Hammond's fortune is sitting here, and it feels like it writes itself. So maybe one day I'll get to come back.
Who wants a grown-up Tim Murphy spin-off movie? Come on, right? Yeah. I'm sorry, Dennis. Never, you didn't make it.
There'll be a dream sequence.
See, this is what I don't understand. I'm going to justify my boycott of the rest of the films. The idea is that almost all the actors and every dinosaur have been brought back.
Yes.
But not Nedry. There are no flashbacks, none of that. But this was a very large meal and a very small dinosaur. The idea that he would not be satiated without a small piece of me. And I got to come back with one arm, with an eye patch. No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, this is science fiction. Come on.
Are you saying Nedry lives? Nedry lives?
I'm saying that he's not comfortable, but he lives.
Nedry lives, everybody. Awesome. Thank you so much.
What were you guys' favorite scenes to act in the Jurassic Park movie?
I'm interested in hearing that.
Oh, it's got to be that kitchen scene. It was just cool because, like, you know, you're a kid actor, and that was the one time in the movie where it was just the kids, no adults around, so the danger was heightened. And for 2 weeks, me and Ariana just got to spend that whole time with Steven, and just having that like awesome connection and feeling like, you know, it was really something where we could kind of shine was great. And then just seeing like, you know, just like we were talking about, the way the dinosaurs show up is always different, right? There were animatronics, there was puppeteering, there was CGI, and in that scene we got all of it. And so we got to really work with, you know, I remember looking over one of those counters and I saw basically like a symphony of people controlling every single thing that the raptor did. Like someone just did the eyelids, like, and they had to work together so that all the movements, you know, worked. But that scene was just so amazing and so fun to shoot. And you know, when I watch the film to this day, I'm just so proud of it. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's still scary. You still think like you still get tricked by Lex in the reflection. You know what I mean? When you're in it, like maybe this time, no, okay, she's okay.
And I shot that on my birthday. One of the days in those 2 weeks was my birthday when I turned 8 to 9. So I also got to celebrate that.
Awesome, cool. Wayne?
Well, I enjoyed a lot of this stuff I did in the control room
Yeah.
because I was dry. The rest of the movie, you know, I was like 8 billion pounds and wearing very tight shirt. They would soak me down and then peel the shirt off and put another one on me and throw me in there again. And it was just like, it was murderous, you know? But as I look back on it, the discovery of who Nedry was comes from adversity. So one of my favorite moments is getting out of the control room to go get snacks. Because I had to come up with a reason to get out. And it was so bad and so bogus, but nobody gave a damn. So you have one of those moments when the audience knows this isn't going to wash, but nobody else seems to know. And that was a fun, last dry moment.
Awesome. Thank you for your question.
Hi, I'm Brandon, and I wanted to know what was your favorite Jurassic Park / Jurassic World movie besides the first one?
We're going to have to answer that one.
Man, I actually feel like Jurassic Park 3 doesn't get enough love.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it's sort of forgotten, but it's like a really like compact, controlled little horror movie that I think really works. And I remember I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it a long time after when they all came out on Blu-ray. And I was surprised by how much I liked it. I think it's really fun. I also have to say, I love that there's so many kids asking questions.
Yeah.
Like, this movie was before any of you were born, and I'm so happy that whoever it is, your parents or whoever, bringing you back to Jurassic Park is so cool.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Hello. I had a question. Why did you decide, oh yeah, I'm gonna let the carnivores into the, like, resurrecting the dinosaurs, you know? Why don't you just like go, oh yeah, I'm gonna get some, you know, herbivores and let them live. You know, people like herbivores, but no, you had to go, I want a T-Rex, let's get him to murder.
No, that's a Hammond question. That's not an entry.
These are not the scientists behind us.
I would have enjoyed to have like a big, plant-eating son of a bitch come after me.
Tim was pretty excited about the T-Rex, I have to say.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so he liked that goat getting eaten. And I guess maybe they thought that would attract more people to the park, but it was clearly a bad decision. You're absolutely right.
Cool, thank you. Well, isn't that the whole point, right, of this species, you know what I mean? And it was wrong to bring them back in the first place. They made all the mistakes, you know what I mean? But you needed to bring everything back for it to be real, even the terrifying ones, you know? And that's the story. Yeah, thanks.
Hey, thank you for coming. My question is, just for the franchise in general, but I wanted to know from you both specifically, especially, what is it about Jurassic Park that brings people back? Why do so many people love Jurassic Park?
Well, I think when I was a kid, that at the age of 6 years old or so, the idea of dinosaurs kind of entered my mind. That they were creatures bigger than your parents who could eat them. And you went, what? And I found that to be fascinating. And for some reason, I had the dinosaurs from that point on, in that period of childhood, the thought that there was something before your lifetime on this planet that was totally different from what is here now is so startling to kids. And the idea of, if I could only see that, if I could see what it was really like when those giants were on the earth. And then Steven Spielberg, the man who can make things real that aren't, says, I'll do it for you. Well, I think I'll go see that. You know what I mean? It would attract me whether or not I was in it. You know what I mean? I would definitely have gone to see Jurassic Park.
That's awesome. Joseph, were you a dinosaur fan going into the movie? Because it is, like what you said, kids are obsessed with dinosaurs.
Yeah, I don't know.
He was a movie kid.
That's true. Right. Yeah, I was more into cars, I remember, than dinosaurs, but clearly doing Jurassic Park changed that.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
It was super cool to, like, of course, see them in the flesh, and to see ones that I hadn't even heard of, you know, kind of come to life before our eyes. That I attribute it all to Steven, you know. I mean, there are lots of monster movies made, but he knew it was the right time for the technology. He knew the way to make the story really personal. I mean, at its core, that movie is about a man who doesn't want kids and finds them annoying, and at the end, they're sleeping on him, and he finds peace in helping them, right? And it's set against these monsters who he has to protect them from. So it was this amazing thing where it was this like huge, larger-than-life story, but also this very succinct, compact little story about, you know, human relationships. So I don't know. Spielberg just knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I'm more partial. I'm partial to these dinosaurs that don't really have feathers but pretend they do.
Yeah.
I don't know who they are. You know, I mean, we have all these dinosaurs now. After Jurassic, it was like I knew dinosaurs from my childhood, but I don't know them anymore. I don't even think there are any brontosauruses anymore. You know, I mean, stegosauruses. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they all have different names. They're multicolored and they got eyelashes. I don't know.
They did a lot of those new versions in the newest film.
Yes.
Maybe like the feather ones and kind of, because people are still trying to figure it out. You know?
Yeah. But I guess that I always liked stegosauruses just because they were, you know, I thought of them as kind of like the SUVs of dinosaurs.
No offense. Mine became the Dilophosaurus
Yes.
That's so much.
because of Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with you. But I was
Yeah,
just
right.
like,
What else about them did you like?
peacock of dinosaurs. No, it's because I never heard of that one.
Yeah.
And so when I got to see it in the movie, I was like, that is awesome.
Brooklyn is fantastic.
Yeah.
I think what's great about the Dilophosaurus, and you're right, the popularity of the Dilophosaurus peaked after Jurassic Park, is how unassuming they are, and that's what's so great about that scene. You come in super cute, it's got that little cooing sound, and then out of nowhere,
So
just
now,
like you
if you could make a doodle that had a throat fan, you would have the greatest pet. You know, they seem so benign and they.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, it became my favorite after that scene.
Yeah, nice. Is that still your
Oh,
number one?
Not still. Like for like most of my childhood, now it's Ankylosaurus. So
Oh,
Yeah.
now what's the Ankylosaurus look like?
the one with the club.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. Thank you.
I had to be sitting in that helicopter for a long time, so when Steven came around, we would act him out for him. So, and I remember one of them, he was just like, Joey, those people look like ants down there. And I was supposed to respond, those are ants, you idiot, we haven't taken off yet. Ta-da, that'd be our little skit for Steven. So, you know, he tried to like make it fun, you know, we're all sitting around. You know, and Sam was amazing, so warm, and he had to put up with us the whole time, and so, you know, good on him for doing it.
Did he actually like children?
You'll have to ask him.
Stay tuned next time.
If not, he was a real method actor, I guess.
Continue.
My name's Joey. Did you have accident making the movie?
Ooh, like an accident on set?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any injuries or accidents?
Yeah. So we were doing that kitchen scene. There's that moment where I'm running into the freezer. And on that particular thing, they had a raptor on wheels, like a skateboard essentially. And I was supposed to go left, and it was supposed to go right. And that was the shot. We kept doing it. It wasn't working. Finally, we do one where I go left. They lost control of it, and it went left with me. And I turned around, and its claw, metal, hit me right here, right square in the forehead. And I fell down, and everyone came around rushing to like see if I was okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm okay. And then it was my birthday. So Steven looked around, he said, well, I guess it's as good a time as any.
Timing.
The whole crew sang. We had cake while I was still on the ground. And then this is who Steven Spielberg is, all right? Because, you know, he cares deeply about the movie. He said, Joey, do you think we can do one more?
Raptor Club.
As far as accidents go, my leg is completely ruined from Jurassic Park because I, feigned that I could drive that Jeep because my first scenes are knocking open the gates of Jurassic Park with the Jeep. But I had to run into the Jeep, get in the Jeep in the rain, and climbing into the Jeep at like 300 pounds, not so good. And so I kept banging my leg in there and it got totally wrecked. And all the skin got abraded off of it. But I'm just big fat guy. So I'm living, I'm in a hotel room going, I can't go to the doctor. They'll tell me I'm going to die. And they won't let me finish the movie. So I'm like wrapping it in a towel and stuff like that, and I'm just trying to pretend, whatever. I was too afraid to go to the doctor because I thought, I will lose this game. Yeah, I know. So now, years later, I still have troubles with, like I have stockings on the leg.
Yeah.
Do this stuff.
For the art, suffer for the art.
You know what?
Worth it. Yeah. All right, thank you. Let's do one final question.